Hi, my name is Mike Earl. I'm the CEO at aioTV. Today I'd like to walk you through a demonstration of the aioTV user client running on an Android set-top box. aioTV builds a platform that's been designed to aggregate multiple sources of video content into a TV-like experience across the devices your consumers either already have in their home or a device that you as an operator may want to contemplate placing in the home. To that end, today we're going to demonstrate the aioTV Passbox solution, which is a small Android appliance that uniquely has an HDMI input and an HDMI output, designed to connect to your existing pay TV receiver and augment that experience with new video over-the-top content merged with core multi-channel linear in the background. The AIO experience starts with the screen that you see right now, which is the master account that holds the programming rights that the account is associated to see, with the idea of sub-users or family members under that sharing that programming. The sub-users can easily select their own account to tie to their own personal social media accounts, creating personalization for those users, and being able to quickly select which user is using the platform on the big screen in the house. I'm going to quickly select my own profile, which will open up the AIO experience. Everything starts from this launcher. As you'll see, there's core multi-channel linear in the background, either being provided through an IP stream or from the pass-through device connected to your legacy receiver. At the top of the screen, you'll see four options: live TV, web TV, video on demand, and applications. Hovering over each of those will make a quick set of recommendations at the bottom through these series of cards that the user can directly connect to based on the context that they're in. If I wanted to change channels on the legacy device right now or tune an IP stream based on a set of recommendations here, clicking on that card will immediately change the channel on the legacy box or tune to that IP stream that it's representing. Back to the launcher, if we hover over Web TV, the platform will make a set of recommendations to the consumer as to what it believes the consumer likes on Web TV. Quickly in this flip bar approach, I can launch one of these assets directly from this screen and immediately see the video playing. And we'll go back to the launcher. Hovering over video on demand, similar experience. If I see a video on demand title I like from the flip bar, I can immediately go into that video on demand asset and watch it directly from this screen. And back to the launcher. When we go to video on demand, from video on demand into applications, again, a series of applications are presented to the consumer based on what you as an operator wish to highlight to that consumer. Opening items such as Netflix, for example, will open up the Netflix experience. What's unique to this platform is when the user has completed their viewing experience or their navigation of this application, they are brought back to the persistence of your live TV in the background. Aside from hovering over the applications that you see at the top of the screen, clicking on any of them will open up the full guide experience as opposed to the quick recommendations of the flip bar. So let's open Live TV. You'll see our brand new grid guide that is merging live linear pass-through television with the opportunity to add IP HLS delivered streams and web content and TV Everywhere content into a single paradigm. As you can see, I'm hovered over a live TV asset at this point. It is giving me the show's description directly in the guide. But if I've already watched that or I'm not interested in that episode, the platform will make a set of recommendations around video on demand assets that can be either TV Everywhere or web content that the user can launch directly from the program guide at this point, and these assets will play out one after the other from its starting point, very much mimicking another live linear channel, with the unique opportunity for you as an operator to place highly targeted ads in between each of these assets as they play out. If we switch now quickly to Web TV, you'll see what is possible in the art of web television and freely available content from the internet. I'm going to select my AIO Basic package, which will give me a new set of channels chosen by you as an operator in order. If we look at some of the context here, if we open up the NBC Universal channel, you'll see content from NBC presented to the consumer that once launched again will play out each of these assets in sequence, again with ad opportunities in between each of those assets. The video player that you see in the top right hand corner can be many different video players, and what I mean by that is that as we ingest each asset into our database, whether it's a live stream or a video on demand asset, each of those assets are tagged with a particular player template that is then used to render that content in the user experience, meaning that we are embedding content and following the rules of embedding that content. In this case, we have the NBC Universal player, and they are streaming directly into it. If the next asset to be presented to the consumer was, for example, from YouTube, we would place the YouTube embedded player on the screen, and YouTube would stream directly into it. Not only following the rules, but facilitating a multi-DRM environment for you as you contemplate licensing your content. We wanted to personalize this experience so the consumers engage with it quickly. The first channel in the lineup is called My Mix. Is a personalized channel built for every user on the platform, built on the fly to be aware of what the consumer is interested in watching. If I'm a consumer and not sure what I would like to watch when I sit down, I will naturally gravitate towards this My Mix channel because it should be representative of what I as a user like to watch right now. We do the same thing with social media. Things that have been shared with me from my social graph on Facebook are now presented in a playable VOD channel. When it relates to YouTube, we do new things around YouTube, giving you as the operator new tools to curate and present high-value, high-quality YouTube content in new ways. As an example of this, if I select the Sirius Weekend Countdown from the list, this platform gets a list of top 45 songs from Sirius Radio every week via RSS in an automated process. As soon as it gets that list, it finds those 45 music videos on YouTube and builds a new show out of these assets that can't be found anywhere else. So if I click on this playlist, it'll open it up and show me the assets that are in that playlist, and we can go ahead and launch that at this point, placing the YouTube player and having YouTube stream directly into that. We see a lot of our operators using this curation capability to do things like personalizing channels and shows around fitness and travel and cooking and music, and even hyper-local high school sports, for example. We'll move out of web TV and move into on-demand. Video on demand can be your own video on demand library organized into seasons, series, and episodes. And if you so choose as an operator, you have the opportunity to bring in third-party subscription accounts that the consumer may have from folks like Netflix, Vudu, Hulu Plus, etc., and create a unified search and discovery platform for your consumers around the video on demand environment. If we go back to the launcher and look at applications, this is an opportunity for you to provide a full application environment for your consumers. The flip bar is as your choosing. If we open up the applications, you can see a deeper application layer that gives the consumer access to any application they may want to install from Google Play. As you can see, merging live TV, web TV, video on demand, IP streams into a single experience that's persistent and wrapped around the core of your multi-channel offering is the goal of the aioTV user experience in the new Zero UI.